ladies and gentlemen. You see, life doesn't come with a blueprint. It doesn't hand you all the answers wrapped in a pretty bow. There will be times when you feel lost, alone, and maybe even forgotten. But let me tell you something, when it feels like the world has stacked the odds against you, when you're staring at a wall that seems impossible to climb, that's when God steps in. Life can be unpredictable, and no matter how carefully we plan, we can't control everything that happens. There are moments when things seem to be falling into place, and suddenly, without warning, everything changes. One day you feel on top of the world, and the next you're faced with challenges you never saw coming. It's in these moments that we often feel lost, unsure of what the next step should be. The plans we made don't seem to work out, and the future feels unclear. We all have dreams, goals, and aspirations, but life has a way of throwing obstacles in our path that we didn't account for. Sometimes it's financial struggles, health issues, loss, or broken relationships. Other times it's the weight of the unknown uncertainty about what tomorrow holds. And it's easy to feel frustrated or defeated when we can't see how things will turn out. We look around and wonder why things aren't happening the way we envisioned, or why it feels like we're stuck in a situation with no way out. In those moments, doubt creeps in. You might start questioning yourself whether you're on the right path, whether your dreams are even possible, whether you're good enough to make it through. You wonder if maybe you've missed your opportunity, or if the doors you hoped would open will stay closed forever. But life's uncertainty isn't here to break you, it's here to mold you. When we face the unknown, it pushes us to grow in ways we never imagined. It challenges us to let go of the need to control every outcome and to trust that even in the chaos, there's a higher purpose at work. When life feels like it's unraveling and things aren't going the way you thought they would, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. We often want everything to fall into place according to our own plans on our own timetable. But the truth is, there's a plan for your life that's bigger than anything you can see right now. A plan that's already been written even before you faced your current challenges. You may not understand it, and it may not look the way you imagine, but there's a reason for every twist and turn. Trusting God's plan means believing that even in the moments of confusion, pain, and uncertainty, there's purpose in the process. It's knowing deep in your soul that what you're going through isn't random. Every setback, every detour, and every closed door is all part of something greater. You might be standing in front of an obstacle that seems impossible to overcome. But what you don't realize is that God is already at work. He's laying out a path, even if it's not visible to you yet. There's a saying, what's meant for you will not pass you by. When you trust God's plan, you understand that no matter how long it takes or how difficult the journey becomes, what's meant for you will find its way to you. You don't have to have all the answers, and you don't have to see the whole picture to move forward. What you do need is faith, the kind of faith that allows you to keep walking even when the road ahead is unclear. Sometimes things won't make sense. You may wonder why you're facing certain struggles or why certain opportunities seem to slip through your fingers. But trusting God's plan means accepting that not everything is meant to happen when or how you expect it. It means letting go of the need to control every outcome and embracing the idea that your journey, with all its highs and lows, is being guided by a hand far wiser than yours. There will be moments when you feel impatient or frustrated because things aren't happening fast enough. You may even feel like giving up because you can't see how anything good could come from your situation. But God's plan doesn't operate on human timing. He doesn't rush and he doesn't make mistakes. Every delay, every challenge, every no is setting you up for something better. You have to believe that even when it feels like nothing is happening, God is moving pieces into place. He's working behind the scenes, orchestrating things you can't see, preparing you for what's ahead. Trusting God's plan also means recognizing that sometimes the path you're on will take unexpected turns. You may be heading in one direction, only to find yourself suddenly pulled in another. It can be disorienting, and you might feel like you've lost your way. But those detours are often where the greatest growth happens. They're where you learn, where you develop the strength, patience, and faith you'll need for the blessings that are coming. Trusting God's plan is about having faith that even in the unexpected, even in the change of course, you're still on the right path. There will always be moments in life when fear tries to take over. It sneaks in when things go wrong, when you're facing challenges that seem too big, or when the future feels uncertain. Fear can paralyze you, make you second guess every decision, and leave you feeling stuck, unable to move forward. It tells you that you're not capable, that the obstacles in front of you are too large, or that your dreams are too far out of reach. But fear is just that, a voice, a feeling. It isn't reality. Fear thrives on worst-case scenarios, convincing you that failure is inevitable, that you don't have what it takes, and that the risks are too high. And if you let it, fear will keep you locked in a place of comfort, safe from failure, but also far from success. It will stop you from stepping out in faith, from pursuing your calling, and from becoming the person you were meant to be. Faith, on the other hand, calls you to rise above that fear. Faith isn't about ignoring your doubts or pretending that fear doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging those feelings, but choosing to trust something greater. It's about believing in the possibility of a positive outcome, even when the odds seem stacked against you. It's about trusting that you're not walking this journey alone, and that no matter how difficult things may appear, you have the strength and guidance to overcome. Faith and fear cannot coexist. You have to choose one over the other. Faith asks you to take that first step, even when you don't know what the next step will be. It tells you to move forward, even when fear is whispering that it's safer to stay where you are. Faith is the courage to keep going, to keep trying, and to keep believing, even when everything around you seems uncertain. It reminds you that the size of the challenge doesn't determine the outcome. Your belief in something greater does. Faith over fear doesn't mean you won't feel scared. It means you won't let that fear control your decisions. When you operate from a place of faith, you begin to see things differently. What once looked like a mountain you couldn't climb now seems like a stepping stone to your growth. The obstacles that once seemed overwhelming become opportunities for you to trust in something bigger than yourself. With faith, you learn to see past the present difficulties and focus on the promises ahead. Fear often comes from focusing on what could go wrong, on the worst case scenario. But faith shifts your focus to what could go right, to the possibilities that lie beyond your current circumstances. It allows you to see potential where fear only sees problems. Faith gives you the strength to push through even when you don't have all the answers, because you trust that things will work out the way they're supposed to. When you choose faith over fear, you open yourself up to possibilities that you might have never imagined. You stop playing small and start believing that you were made for something greater. Faith pushes you to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to believe that even if things don't go exactly as planned, you'll be okay. It gives you the confidence to pursue your purpose, to go after your dreams, and to live a life that's not controlled by fear, but led by trust and belief. Faith doesn't guarantee that everything will be easy or that there won't be setbacks along the way. But it does promise that no matter what happens, you will find the strength to persevere. When you walk by faith, you stop letting fear dictate your decisions, and instead you start letting your trust in God's plan guide your path. It's about moving forward, even when you're unsure of where the road will lead, because you believe that something good is waiting on the other side of your fear. There's a truth in life that's often hard to grasp. Things don't always happen when we want them to. We live in a world that's constantly in a rush, where instant gratification is the norm. We want results now, and when they don't come, we start to question ourselves, our plans, and sometimes even God's presence in our lives. But here's the thing, what seems like a delay to us is often just part of a much bigger plan that we can't yet see. God's timing isn't measured by our clocks, and while that can be frustrating in the moment, it's always perfect in the end. When we look at our own lives, it's natural to want things to happen on our terms, in our time frame. We set goals, we make plans, and we work hard to achieve them. But then, despite our best efforts, things don't go the way we expected. Opportunities seem to slip through our fingers, doors close, and suddenly we're left wondering why things aren't working out. It's easy to feel discouraged, to feel like maybe what you're hoping for isn't meant for you, or that somehow you've been forgotten. But that's not the case. You see, God has a way of orchestrating events in our lives in ways that we can't fully understand. He sees the full picture, the things that have happened, the things that are happening, and the things that are still to come. When we're stuck in a season of waiting or disappointment, it can feel like nothing is happening, like we're treading water. But God is never idle. While we're waiting, He's working. He's putting the pieces together, aligning things in ways that we can't even imagine. Sometimes what feels like a delay is simply God preparing you for something greater, something that you may not be ready to receive just yet. It's during those times of waiting that our faith is truly tested. We're so focused on the destination that we forget the importance of the journey. But that journey, the waiting, the uncertainty is often where the most growth happens. It's where we learn patience, perseverance, and trust. It's where we develop the strength and character we'll need when the time is right. God doesn't withhold blessings to punish us. He does it to prepare us. He knows exactly what we need and when we need it. And when the timing is right, when it aligns with His plan, things fall into place in ways that are beyond our comprehension. You might look back on a moment where you were frustrated or confused about why something didn't happen when you wanted it to, only to realize later that it worked out for the best. Maybe it wasn't the right opportunity, or maybe you weren't in the right place mentally, emotionally, or spiritually to handle it. God's timing is perfect because He knows not just what we want, but what we truly need. We often think we know what's best for ourselves, but our perspective is limited. We can only see what's directly in front of us, while God sees the whole path. His timing allows things to unfold in the right way, at the right moment, ensuring that when the blessings come, they're not just good, they're the best for us. Sometimes the wait is there to protect us from jumping into something too soon, or from accepting something less than what He has in store for us. Think about it this way: if everything in life happened the moment we wanted it to, how much would we truly appreciate it? The waiting, the longing, the hope, all of it makes the reward that much sweeter when it finally arrives. And when it does arrive, you'll realize that the timing couldn't have been better. You'll see how the pieces fit together in ways that you never could have orchestrated on your own. God's timing also teaches us humility. It reminds us that we're not in control, that we don't have all the answers. And that's okay, because in surrendering to His timing, we find peace. We stop fighting against the current and start trusting that there's a plan at work, even if we can't see it yet. That doesn't mean it's easy. Waiting is hard, especially when we're surrounded by people who seem to be moving forward while we feel stuck. But it's in that waiting that God is refining us, preparing us for something greater than we could ever imagine. When the time is right, you'll find that everything falls into place in ways you never could have planned. Doors that were once closed will open, opportunities will arise, and you'll realize that the waiting wasn't a delay, it was preparation. God's timing isn't just perfect, it's purposeful. It's designed not only to bring you what you've been waiting for, but to ensure that when you receive it, you're ready for it. Hard times are inevitable in life. We all face moments when the weight of the world seems to be pressing down on us, when nothing seems to be going right, and when every step forward feels like a struggle. In these moments, it's easy to want to give up. It's easy to question whether it's worth the fight, whether you're capable of overcoming the obstacles in front of you. But it's in these very moments that perseverance becomes crucial. Perseverance isn't about pretending that everything is okay when it isn't. It's about continuing to move forward, even when things are difficult, even when the road is rough, and even when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's about refusing to let the challenges define you or determine your future. Life will throw its punches, and sometimes it feels like they keep coming one after the other. But perseverance means standing your ground, weathering the storm, and refusing to back down, no matter how strong the winds may blow. There will be times when you're knocked down, when you face failures, rejections, and losses that make you feel like the ground has been pulled out from under you. In those moments, it's easy to give in to the voice that tells you to quit, to stop trying, and to accept that this is as far as you'll go. But perseverance means silencing that voice, digging deep and finding the strength to rise again. It's the determination to keep going, even when the odds are against you. Perseverance is not about avoiding hardship, but about learning to endure it. It's about recognizing that difficulties are not a sign that you're on the wrong path, but often a sign that you're growing. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. It happens in those moments of struggle, in the moments when you're stretched beyond what you thought you could bear. Hard times are the furnace in which your strength, character, and resilience are forged. When you persevere, you develop qualities that you wouldn't have gained otherwise. You learn patience as you wait for the breakthrough, endurance as you push through the pain, and faith as you trust that better days are ahead. Every time you persevere, you're building a foundation that will carry you through future challenges. Each setback you overcome adds to your strength, making you more equipped to handle whatever comes next. Perseverance also teaches you to focus on what's within your control. In hard times, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the things you can't change. But perseverance shifts your attention to the things you can control: your attitude, your effort, and your determination. You may not be able to change the circumstances you're facing, but you can control how you respond to them. You can choose to keep showing up, to keep pushing forward, and to keep believing in the possibility of a better outcome. One of the most important lessons that perseverance teaches is that progress often happens slowly. We live in a world that values quick results, but real, lasting change takes time. It takes effort day in and day out, even when you don't see immediate results. Perseverance is about embracing the process, understanding that each small step forward, each decision to keep going, is bringing you closer to where you want to be. The breakthrough may not come overnight, but it will come if you continue to persevere. Perseverance also shifts your mindset from a fear of failure to a belief in resilience. It's not about never failing, it's about refusing to let failure be the end of the story. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to try again. Perseverance means seeing failure as a stepping stone, not as a dead end. It's about understanding that every person who has achieved something great has had to persevere through failure, through rejection, and through hardship. When you persevere, you become someone who doesn't give up easily, who doesn't shy away from challenges, and who doesn't let setbacks dictate your future. Hard times will test your resolve, but they also reveal your strength. Perseverance transforms you from someone who merely reacts to life's difficulties into someone who actively overcomes them. In hard times, perseverance is the force that keeps you going when everything in you wants to stop. It's the inner strength that refuses to give up hope, even when hope feels distant. It's the conviction that the pain you're going through is not permanent, and that with each step forward, no matter how small, you are moving closer to a breakthrough. Perseverance is about trusting the process, trusting that the hard times are shaping you into the person you need to become to handle the blessings that are waiting for you on the other side. It's about holding on, digging deep, and refusing to let go because you know that the struggle is temporary, but the strength you gain from it is lasting. There are moments in life when everything feels overwhelming, like you're carrying a weight too heavy to bear. You've tried every avenue, every solution you could think of, and still it feels like you're stuck in a situation with no way out. It's in those moments that despair can creep in, making you feel like there's no hope. Like no matter what you do, nothing will change. But the truth is, no situation is hopeless. No matter how bleak things appear, no matter how many times you've been knocked down, there's always a way forward. Hopelessness is a powerful emotion. It can cloud your vision, making it hard to see any potential for change or improvement. It convinces you that your current reality is permanent, that the challenges you're facing are too big to overcome. But hopelessness is built on a lie. It tells you that what you're going through is the end of the road, when in reality it's just a chapter in a much larger story. No matter how dire things seem, there's always room for hope because life has a way of surprising you when you least expect it. Just when you think you've reached the end of your rope, when you've exhausted all your options, a door can open, an opportunity can arise, or a new perspective can come into view. Often, it's in the moments of greatest darkness that the most profound breakthroughs happen. But you have to be willing to hold on, even when everything in you wants to give up. Sometimes when we're in the midst of a difficult situation, it's hard to see beyond it. Our focus becomes so consumed by the problem that we lose sight of the possibilities. But just because you can't see a solution right now doesn't mean there isn't one. The truth is, life is constantly changing, and so are the circumstances around you. What seems impossible today can shift tomorrow. What feels like a dead end can turn into a new beginning, often in ways you never could have imagined. There's a saying, "This too shall pass." It's a reminder that no matter how difficult or painful a situation is, it is temporary. It might feel permanent in the moment, but time has a way of moving us forward, even when we feel stuck. Life has seasons. Some of them are filled with joy and light, and others with hardship and struggle. But no season lasts forever. The storm you're in right now will eventually pass. And when it does, you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Hope doesn't always come in the form of a grand miracle or an immediate resolution. Sometimes hope is found in the small steps and the gradual progress that's happening, even if you can't see it yet. It's in the belief that things can change even if you don't know how or when. It's in the trust that there is a purpose to the pain, that the difficulties you're facing are shaping you, preparing you for something greater. Even in the most difficult circumstances, there are always reasons to hope. Think about the people who have faced unimaginable odds, people who have gone through loss, illness, financial ruin, or personal failures, and yet they've come out on the other side. They didn't give up when things were at their worst, and because of that, they found a way through. Their situations weren't hopeless, and neither is yours. No matter how long you've been struggling or how deep the hole feels, there's always a way forward. It might not be the way you originally planned or expected, but that doesn't mean it's not the right path. Sometimes life's detours lead you to places you never would have found on your own, places of growth, healing, and opportunity. It's important to remember that you're never alone in your struggle. Often, when we're in the midst of a difficult situation, it feels isolating, like we're the only ones going through it. But there are countless others who have faced similar challenges and found a way to overcome them. Their stories are proof that no matter how bad things seem, there is always hope. They are reminders that perseverance and faith can carry you through even the darkest of times. When you're feeling hopeless, it's easy to let that feeling dictate your actions. You might stop trying, stop believing, or stop pushing forward. But it's in those moments that you have to dig deep and find the strength to keep going. Even if it's just one small step at a time, moving forward is the key to breaking through the feeling of hopelessness. As long as you're moving, you're not stuck. Hopelessness wants you to believe that your story is over, that the struggle is the final chapter. But life is constantly evolving, and your story is still being written. What you're going through right now is just one part of a larger narrative, and the chapters that are yet to come hold possibilities you can't yet imagine. No situation is too far gone for redemption, no challenge too great for transformation. There's always something to hold on to, something to look forward to, even if it's not clear at the moment. It might be a small glimmer of hope, a kind word from a friend, or a sense of peace that comes from knowing that better days are ahead. Hope isn't about denying the reality of your situation. It's about believing that no matter how difficult things are, they can and will get better. Life has a way of making room for miracles, for second chances, and for new beginnings. You just have to be willing to believe that, even when it feels impossible. No matter how long the road has been or how hard the journey has become, there is always hope. Life has an incredible capacity for renewal, for turning pain into strength, and for transforming what seems like an impossible situation into a moment of victory. All you have to do is keep believing, keep moving forward, and trust that what seems hopeless today is simply preparing you for a brighter tomorrow. There are moments in life when the path ahead seems unclear, when we face obstacles so daunting that it feels impossible to move forward. You've worked hard, you've planned, you've done everything you know to do, yet you still find yourself at a standstill. Sometimes it feels like every door is closed, every opportunity is blocked, and no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to find a way through. But in these moments, it's important to remember that God has a way of clearing the path for us, even when we can't see the way ourselves. God doesn't promise that the journey will always be easy or that we won't encounter challenges. In fact, sometimes the road gets rougher before it gets smoother. But what God does promise is that He will make a way, even when it seems like there's no way. He sees the bigger picture, the parts of the puzzle we can't yet see. And He is always working behind the scenes to clear a path for us to walk in. Sometimes the obstacles in our way aren't there to stop us, but to redirect us. We get so fixated on our own plans, our own timeline, and our own understanding of what should happen that we lose sight of the fact that God may have a different and often better plan for us. When doors close or obstacles appear, it's easy to feel discouraged, to think that maybe we're on the wrong path. But often those closed doors are God's way of guiding us towards something greater, something we wouldn't have found if the road had been easy. God clears the path, but He does it in His timing and in His way. It might not look like what we expected. Sometimes we expect God to remove the obstacles completely, to make the journey smooth and effortless. But more often than not, God clears the path by giving us the strength to overcome the obstacles. He equips us with the perseverance, the wisdom, and the courage we need to push through the challenges, to climb the mountains, and to cross the valleys. The path might still have its difficulties, but with God clearing the way, we can face them with confidence, knowing that we're not walking alone. There are times when the obstacles in front of us are not external, but internal. Fear, doubt, insecurity. These are the things that can block our path, even when the road ahead is clear. God doesn't just clear the physical obstacles in our lives, He clears the internal ones as well. He gives us the faith to overcome our fears, the strength to conquer our doubts, and the peace to quiet our insecurities. When God clears the path, it often starts from within, preparing us to walk in confidence toward the destiny He has laid out for us. The process of God clearing the path doesn't always happen in the way we think it will. Sometimes the path God clears for us requires us to wait. We live in a world that values speed, that expects results instantly. But God's timing is different from ours, and sometimes part of the process of clearing the path involves waiting for the right moment. It can be difficult to wait when we want to move forward, but trusting that God is at work, even in the waiting, is a key part of the journey. In those waiting periods, God is often preparing us for what's ahead, equipping us with what we'll need for the next step. When God clears the path, He does it with purpose. He doesn't remove obstacles just to make our lives easier. He clears the way so that we can walk in alignment with His plan for our lives. Sometimes the path He clears for us is one that we wouldn't have chosen for ourselves. It might be a path that leads through hardship, through challenges, or through unexpected turns. But when we trust that God is the one clearing the way, we can have confidence that the path we're on is the right one, even if it's not the easiest one. It's also important to remember that God clearing the path doesn't always mean that the path will be straight. Life is full of twists and turns, detours, and unexpected changes. But even when the path takes an unexpected turn, God is still guiding us. What might look like a setback to us could actually be part of God's plan to lead us to something greater. He is the master at taking what looks like a detour and turning it into a part of our destiny. When we trust that God is clearing the path, we can move forward with faith, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Sometimes God clears the path by removing things from our lives that we thought we needed. We may not always understand why certain things or people are taken away, why certain opportunities don't work out, or why plans fall apart. But what we can be sure of is that when God removes something from our lives, it's because he's making room for something better. He clears the path by stripping away the things that would hold us back, by removing the distractions and the obstacles that we can't see. It may not feel good in the moment, but when we look back, we often realize that those losses were actually blessings in disguise. When God clears the path, it's often in ways that challenge us to trust him more deeply. It's not always obvious or immediate, but if we remain faithful and keep moving forward, we'll begin to see how he is guiding our steps one by one. God's path is not always the shortest or the simplest, but it is always the best. He knows what lies ahead, and he clears the way for us to walk into the future he has prepared. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life, and they often come when we least expect them. They can be frustrating, disheartening, and make us question whether we're on the right path. But it's crucial to understand that setbacks are not defeats. They are simply obstacles in the journey, not the end of the road. The way we perceive and respond to setbacks can make all the difference in our ability to overcome them and ultimately succeed. When a setback occurs, it can feel like a significant blow to your progress. You may have worked hard, invested time and energy, and made plans only to find that things haven't gone as expected. It's natural to feel disappointed and discouraged. However, it's important to remember that a setback doesn't define you or your efforts. It's a momentary interruption in your journey, not a reflection of your capabilities or worth. Setbacks often teach us valuable lessons. They force us to reassess our strategies, evaluate our goals, and understand what went wrong. In the face of a setback, we are given an opportunity to learn and grow. Sometimes what we perceive as a failure is actually a chance to gain new insights, develop resilience, and improve our approach. By analyzing what led to the setback, we can make more informed decisions and be better prepared for future challenges. It's also essential to recognize that setbacks are not always a result of our mistakes or shortcomings. External factors, such as changes in the environment, unforeseen circumstances, or the actions of others, can play a significant role. Understanding this can help you maintain perspective and not be too hard on yourself. Setbacks are part of the ebb and flow of life. They don't always signify a personal failure, but rather a moment where adjustments are needed. The key to overcoming setbacks is persistence. Just because you encounter an obstacle doesn't mean you should give up. In fact, setbacks can be a powerful motivator to push harder and strive for your goals with renewed determination. It's in these challenging moments that your true character is revealed. By demonstrating resilience and commitment, you can turn setbacks into stepping stones toward success. Another crucial aspect is the mindset with which you approach setbacks. If you view them as defeats, they can become overwhelming and discouraging. But if you see them as temporary challenges and opportunities for growth, you're more likely to stay motivated and find solutions. A positive mindset enables you to stay focused on your goals, adapt to changing circumstances, and continue moving forward despite the obstacles. Setbacks can also lead to unexpected opportunities. Sometimes a setback can redirect you toward a better path, reveal new possibilities, or push you to explore alternatives you hadn't considered. When one door closes, it can lead to the discovery of new doors that you might not have noticed otherwise. Embracing setbacks as part of the journey allows you to remain open to new opportunities and possibilities that might arise. It's important to remember that many successful people have faced significant setbacks along their journey. Their stories are often filled with moments of failure, disappointment, and adversity. What sets them apart is their ability to persevere and keep moving forward despite the obstacles. They didn't let setbacks define their success. Instead, they used them as lessons and motivators to continue striving for their goals. Support from others can also be invaluable during setbacks. Reaching out to friends, mentors, or support networks can provide you with encouragement, advice, and different perspectives. Sometimes talking through a setback with someone who has experienced similar challenges can offer new insights and help you navigate through difficult times. Ultimately, setbacks are an integral part of the journey toward achieving your goals. They test your resolve, challenge your strategies, and force you to grow. By understanding that setbacks are not defeats, but rather temporary interruptions, you can approach them with resilience and determination. Each setback you overcome strengthens your ability to face future challenges, and each lesson learned prepares you for greater success. In the end, setbacks are not roadblocks, but rather part of the process of reaching your destination. They may slow you down, but they don't have to stop you. Embrace them as opportunities to learn, grow, and develop the strength and perseverance needed to achieve your goals. With the right mindset and determination, setbacks can become stepping stones to greater achievements and a testament to your ability to overcome adversity. Being patient in faith is one of the most profound and challenging aspects of a spiritual journey. In a world that values instant results and quick fixes, practicing patience can feel counterintuitive. Yet patience is a cornerstone of genuine faith, and it plays a crucial role in how we experience and express our trust in a higher power. Faith often requires waiting, sometimes for extended periods, for the answers, results, or blessings we seek. This waiting can test our resolve and our belief in the unseen. It's easy to have faith when everything is going well, when doors are opening, and when the path is clear. But true faith is demonstrated in the moments of waiting, when nothing seems to be happening, and when you're holding on to hope without visible evidence. Patience in faith means trusting that there is a larger plan at work, even when you can't see it or understand it. It's the assurance that your efforts, prayers, and hopes are not in vain, even when progress seems slow or non-existent. This trust requires a deep sense of surrender, letting go of the need to control the outcome and accepting that things will unfold in their own time. One of the key aspects of being patient in faith is understanding that timing is not always aligned with our expectations. We often want things to happen on our schedule, but divine timing operates on a different scale. The lessons and growth we experience during the waiting period are integral to the fulfillment of our desires. Sometimes the waiting period is designed to prepare us, to strengthen us, or to align us with the right opportunities. What might seem like a delay is often a time of preparation and refinement. Patience in faith also involves enduring periods of uncertainty without losing hope. It's about holding on to your beliefs even when you're surrounded by doubt and confusion. During these times, it's important to stay connected to your faith practices, whether that's through prayer, meditation, reading sacred texts, or engaging with a faith community. These practices can help sustain you and keep your faith strong, providing you with comfort and encouragement as you wait. In moments of waiting, it can be helpful to reflect on past experiences where your patience and faith led to positive outcomes. Often, looking back on previous challenges can provide reassurance and remind you of how faith has carried you through difficult times before. These reflections can serve as powerful reminders that patience and faith is not just a passive state, but an active engagement with your spiritual journey. Being patient in faith also means acknowledging and accepting that there may be trials and obstacles along the way. These challenges are not necessarily signs of failure or rejection, but rather part of the process of growth and maturation. Embracing the trials with patience and trust allows you to develop resilience and deeper faith, preparing you for the blessings that lie ahead. Patience in faith requires a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing solely on the end result, it's about finding contentment and growth in the journey itself. This means appreciating the small victories and personal growth that occur while you wait. It's about trusting that each step, no matter how small, is leading you closer to the fulfillment of your desires. Another crucial element of patience and faith is maintaining a positive and hopeful attitude. It's easy to become frustrated or disheartened when things don't go as planned, but maintaining a hopeful outlook can sustain your faith through challenging times. Surrounding yourself with positive influences, staying engaged with uplifting spiritual practices, and keeping a grateful heart can help you navigate through periods of waiting with grace and patience. Ultimately, being patient in faith is about holding on to your beliefs and trust in a higher power, even when the road is long and the journey is difficult. It's about recognizing that there is a purpose in the waiting and that the process of patience is as important as the destination itself. By embracing patience and faith, you align yourself with a greater plan and open yourself to the profound blessings that come with unwavering trust and perseverance. In life, progress often demands relentless effort and a steadfast commitment to moving forward, even when faced with challenges. The journey toward your goals can be filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. However, the key to overcoming these hurdles and achieving success lies in the simple yet powerful principle of keeping moving forward. To keep moving forward means to persist in your efforts despite difficulties and setbacks. It involves maintaining a forward momentum, no matter how small the steps may be. This persistence is crucial because it ensures that you continue to make progress, even when the path is uncertain or the end goal seems distant. Each step forward, no matter how insignificant it might seem at the time, contributes to the larger journey and brings you closer to your objectives. Maintaining forward motion requires a mindset that embraces resilience and adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and the road to success is rarely a straight line. There will be detours, delays, and unexpected challenges. Embracing this reality means accepting that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. Instead of allowing these obstacles to derail your progress, you learn to navigate around them and keep pushing forward. This adaptability is essential for overcoming the inevitable bumps along the road and staying focused on your ultimate goal. One of the most important aspects of keeping moving forward is setting and revisiting goals. Goals provide direction and purpose, helping you stay focused on what you want to achieve. However, as you progress, you may need to reassess and adjust your goals based on new information or changing circumstances. This flexibility allows you to continue moving forward in a meaningful way, even when the original plan needs to be modified. By regularly reviewing and adjusting your goals, you ensure that your efforts remain aligned with your evolving aspirations. Another crucial element of keeping moving forward is cultivating a sense of purpose and motivation. Understanding why you are pursuing a particular goal can provide you with the drive to keep going, even when motivation wanes. Reflecting on the reasons behind your aspirations, the potential benefits of achieving them, and the impact they will have on your life can help sustain your commitment and enthusiasm. When the journey becomes difficult, reconnecting with your purpose can reignite your passion and determination. Keeping moving forward also involves developing resilience in the face of failure and disappointment. Failure is often perceived as a roadblock, but it can also be a valuable learning experience. Each failure provides insights into what didn't work, allowing you to adjust your approach and try again with greater knowledge and understanding. Resilience is about learning from setbacks and using them as stepping stones rather than allowing them to hinder your progress. By viewing failure as an opportunity for growth, you maintain the momentum necessary to keep moving forward. Support from others can play a significant role in your ability to keep moving forward. Surrounding yourself with a network of supportive individuals, whether friends, family, mentors, or colleagues, can provide encouragement, guidance, and accountability. These supportive relationships can offer valuable perspectives, help you stay motivated, and provide practical assistance when needed. The encouragement and feedback from others can bolster your determination and help you navigate through challenging times. In addition to external support, self-care is crucial for maintaining the energy and focus required to keep moving forward. Pursuing goals and overcoming obstacles can be demanding, both physically and emotionally. Taking care of your well-being, including managing stress, getting adequate rest, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle, ensures that you have the resilience and vitality to continue pushing forward. Self-care practices help you stay balanced and sustain the effort needed to achieve your aspirations. Maintaining a positive attitude is another key factor in keeping moving forward. Optimism can significantly impact your ability to overcome challenges and stay committed to your goals. Focusing on what is possible, celebrating small victories, and maintaining a hopeful outlook can help you stay energized and determined. A positive attitude helps you approach obstacles with a problem-solving mindset, making it easier to find solutions and continue advancing toward your objectives. Ultimately, keeping moving forward is about perseverance and commitment. It's about maintaining progress even when faced with difficulties, setbacks, or periods of slow progress. By staying focused on your goals, embracing adaptability, cultivating resilience, and seeking support, you build the momentum necessary to achieve success. Moving forward, even when the path is challenging, is what leads to growth, accomplishment, and the realization of your aspirations. As you navigate the journey of life, remember that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. Keep moving forward with determination, resilience, and a positive outlook, knowing that each challenge you overcome and each setback you face is a testament to your strength and perseverance. Embrace the journey with patience and adaptability, for it is through these experiences that you grow and evolve. Trust in your ability to overcome obstacles, stay connected to your purpose, and draw strength from your support network. As you move forward, you build the path to your success and create the life you envision. Keep going, stay focused, and let every step forward be a reflection of your unwavering commitment